What up, boys, and welcome back to another video. So as always, every single Monday we go through the mailbox, we see how much gold we made on sales, and then we do the Q&A. So in regards to the Q&A, if you guys got any questions you would like me to answer, just leave them down in the comment section and I will select a few questions every single week and answer them. And if you see like any other question that has been asked below and you really want to know the answer to that question, just give that comment like a thumbs up so I see that there's a lot of people wondering about the same. So before we go ahead and answer the questions, we're going to take a look at the weekly cleanout. So since I'm doing 100 runs of every single dungeon, we're selling transmog and doing the cleanouts on the transmog toon right now. And as you guys can see, I sold 185 transmog items this week. This is by running absolutely no undercut scans. Like, I can't be arsed to do it. You guys should definitely do it. I say this constantly. It's basically because I love to farm gold. I don't like spending time on the auction house, and since we're not doing a challenge where the goal is to make as much gold as possible or as fast as possible, I'm not really in a rush to sell the items, right? I would rather focus my time on actually farming than posting. So we're only posting no undercuts, so we're going to make way less gold than we would have made if we did frequent undercuts. So the first thing that I noticed is a lot of minor sales, because these first 50 auctions are only 80,000 gold. The only thing worth mentioning on this one is the replica bracers. I mean, that's pretty much it. And as I said always, like, I do sell transmog items worth 100 gold, 200 gold. I do it every single day, and that's mainly because they sell super fast. So it's basically, if you have an item, a gray item that you can vendor for 150 gold, obviously you're going to vendor that 150 gold item. You're not just going to go ahead and delete it, right? So if it sells fast, you might as well just pump it up on the auction house. That's what I do. That was the first auction still. I did clean out my bags just so like when we're done with the clean out, we can see the total of gold made on this clean out. And I have no clue if I've sold any big ticket transmog, because I have transmog from anywhere between 100 gold and up to like a couple 100,000 gold. I have like 1,600 items, and it's valued at like 14 million right now. Boots of Kingly Upheaval. I don't even know what they are, but they sold for 24,000 gold. 11k item. Warbear Woolies crafted with leatherworking. The Purium Lake Plates crafted with blacksmithing, but only 95, well, pretty much 96,000 gold on those 50 auctions. So not really the numbers we're looking for. We're trying to, well, when we're doing like decent, we're getting anywhere from 120 to 200,000 gold per 50 auctions sold, and we normally have, when we're focusing, we have more than 185 sales. But it is what it is. I do sell transmog in 3 different realms though, so I make more than what you guys are going to see in the bag right now. And 185 sales is not bad considering that I don't do undercuts. It really isn't. But just imagine the gold if you did undercut. Like, anyone who's watching right now who has tried posting auctions without undercutting and who then started to undercut, they know the big difference it's going to make. And just another amount of shitty items, man. Minor transmog items. Biggest item is a fell-edged battle axe, which got sold for 35,000 gold, which is actually an insanely bad price. I used to sell these for, I believe it was 80,000 gold, if not more, in Legion. So my realm is not the best when it comes to crafted transmog. Most of the items you actually lose. If I were to buy the materials, craft it, and sell it, then the materials cost more than I could sell the item itself for on some items, which hasn't been the case previously. So hopefully that's going to pick itself back up though. So we have the last clean out. Come on. We're making like 300 to 500,000 gold every week, which is, it's not good, but it's going to pick itself up. Another fell-edged battle axe, horrible price. And once again, just a bunch of minor items. But you guys can see, like, the minor items, they add up to a decent amount of gold. This was a really bad clean out, like how much? 350k or something like that. 340k. Yeah, not far from it. And even these jade leg plates, 5.7k, they used to be so much gold, but 5.7k for a pair of jade leggings, like the prices are extremely fucked up right now. So only 338,000 gold on this clean out, but I can't really expect more when I don't put that much time into it at all. So we're going to move over to the questions that you guys have been asking me, and I've been picking a couple of them. This one, because a lot of people wanted to know about this one. It got 24 upvotes from Finley Rogers, and there was probably like 5 to 10 more comments talking about the sell rate, because sell rate is something that I talk about all the time. People always ask me, like, how do I know which item to put up on the auction house? And there's two things that matters, and that's item value and sell rate. And that's pretty hard if you can't see the sell rate. You got to go strictly off the value. So this guy is asking, some items don't have a sell rate showing in the tooltip. What does this mean? A lot of people believe that it means that the item has never been listed on the auction house, or that it has been listed on the auction house, but it has never sold. That is definitely not the case. This whole sell rate thingy kind of bugged out when they implemented like the scaling to items. There was some items that, like, let's say a level 19 item that could now scale to level 40, 45, 52, right? So there was certain levels that had never been on the auction house before. That kind of screwed it up. Right now, though, there's just a bug going around. There's so many items. There's items that has had a sell rate for years that now has no sell rate, and some items have 1 in sell rate, like it sells every single day, right? So it's completely fucked up. You shouldn't trust sell rate these days. It's really hard to for new people to follow my ways of like sell rate and value when the sell rate is this fucked up. Basically, I'm in a lucky position though, because every item that I'm farming right now, I've farmed that before. I know what the items are. I know if they're going to sell. I don't necessarily need to look at the sell rate. So I understand that it's really hard for you guys. Hopefully this is something that's going to be fixed. I saw that TSM got an update this morning, like really early. So hopefully it's going to change. But then again, we probably need to give it some time for the like, you need like a long period of time for the sell rate to be accurate. If you were to post an item that has never been sold before and you sell it instantly, it's going to get an insanely high sell rate. But maybe we're just lucky a guy was casually strolling by buying your item, and now it has an insane sell rate. So we just got to give it time, and hopefully it's going to fix itself. But don't worry, it's not like your add-on is broken. It's not like it's only you. It's everyone. Like, everyone are having these problems right now. So moving over to question number 2. Well, I'm not sure if it's really a question, but Casson Plays, he want to hear about my World of Warcraft history, including PvE, PvP experience. Would be dope with a whole video about it. I'm not going to make a whole video about it. I feel like I can explain it really fast or short. I've played WoW since vanilla. Like, I started maybe 2 or 3 months in vanilla, so I wasn't there from the day it released. And I used to do PvP, PvE, and gold farming. Well, like, I started gold farming when I needed gold to buy my epic mount, and I've been gold farming like every single week ever since. When it comes to PvE and PvP, I get asked that question all the time. Like, Studen, do you PvE? Do you do PvE, or do you just gold farm? And I wouldn't say that I was a hardcore raider like ever, but I've always been in guilds, like all the way up until Cataclysm. I was always in guilds who cleared like the current content, but we weren't hardcore. It's not like we were one of the servers first, but we got through it eventually. And when it comes to PvP, I started playing, I casually played PvP in vanilla like everyone did. And when PvP came out, I did a lot of arena. I got glad on my druid and my warlock in season 3 and 4. And I pretty much stopped. I did play some arena in Wrath of Lich King, but not that much. I only played half of Cataclysm, and then I quit, and I didn't come back until WoD. So I didn't touch Pandaria ever, which is something that I really regret. I wish that I came back for Panda and played through Panda, but I didn't. So that's pretty much my entire story of WoW, right? Casual noob in vanilla, did a lot of PvP hardcore in TBC, and just casually PvP, PvP, and gold farming ever since. And in Legion, in WOD and in BFA, I've only gold farm. Only gold farm. Like, that's the only thing I do. I don't even I like to run through the raids like just once, just to see the raids on like normal modes, just because I want to see how the raids are and how the boss fights are and so on. But I don't really care that much for it. I'm really enjoying gold farming, and I'm not really enjoying PvP or PvE at this point. So the last question: how do you get postmasters to stop mailing you all the crap you don't pick up? It's easy. I pick everything up. So if you guys don't know, if you're running a dungeon, you kill people and you don't pick up the loot, the postmaster is going to send you that loot in the mailbox, right? But I pick up absolutely everything. I think that's the fastest way to do it. I pick absolutely everything up, and I use the destroy trash button on my loot appraiser to destroy the shitty items. And then I have scrap, like the best add-on in the game to delete items you don't want. So that's how I do it. So if you guys don't know what scrap is or how it works, I have a video on it. You guys can just search up like Studen Albatroz scrap, and you will see how it works. And it's definitely my favorite add-on besides from loot appraiser. And I would definitely advise all of you to do it. So I simply just pick up absolutely everything. And since I'm doing so many farms, I have literally every single item that I don't want marked on my add-on. So whenever I go to a vendor, it's going to be marked and it's going to automatically be a vendor. And that's how I do it. Pick up loot. You don't get jack shit from the postmaster. And that was it for today's video. So if you guys got any questions, all juicy questions, leave them in the comment section. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys are wondering about. But until then, bye-bye.